Now normally when we look at family caravans, we look at price and weight, because most families operate on a budget, certainly younger ones. But what about if you've got a large tow car and an equally large wallet, and are looking for a bit of luxury in your family van? Well, how about something like this? It's the Compass Rallye 636. It costs more than 25 grand and weighs in at a relatively substantial 1,760 kilos, with an optional upgrade to 1,900 so that you can haul all your gold with you. Well, it's a pretty good looking van and it's packed with kit. We've got every Alco goodie you could want, with secure receivers for those alloy wheels on the twin axles. There's a gas barbecue point, external access to the lockers, and of course, remote control for the Aldi wet central heating. That's just one of the many things you'll find inside. Now, do you remember those rather heavily tinted windows on the outside? Well, you might expect that to bring a gloomy feel in the lounge here, but in actual fact that's not the case. We've got a big roof light overhead, we've got a panoramic sunroof at the front, and it's really spacious, so it feels lovely and airy. There's room for 6 to sit around this lounge area, which is useful because it's a 6-berth van, and it'll turn into a massive double bed at night. In fact, if you're not too tall, you could probably use these as singles. If that's not enough for you, however, move slightly forward and you've got a huge dinette. Space here for 4 to sit around, and at night, unusually, it turns into another double bed. Normally, we'd expect to find a single dinette here with a fold-out bunk above, but the great advantage of this layout is that as your kids grow up into teenagers, they'll continue to be able to come caravanning because the bed is so much wider than those narrow little bunks. Plus, of course, there's space underneath for their bedding and 3 lockers above to stash all their gear. Now, if you're cooking for 6 people, you really need a decent kitchen, and this Rallye comes up trumps. There's absolutely masses of space in here. We've got loads of worktop here, a little bit more there on the sideboard, a top spec oven, grill and hob, a large sink, although I do find this granite effect a little bit dated, and loads of storage, both above and below. And in this cupboard, you'll find your table to pop in the lounge. Up here, there's a rather natty backlit cocktail cabinet. And overall, you can imagine spending plenty of time cooking here, which is good because this is the kind of van that you're going to put on a seasonal pitch and keep coming back to all year long. One area where this caravan really satisfies one of my obsessions is sockets. We've got 2 here, kettle, toaster, 2 up the front, which is perfect for your DVD and your TV instead of just the one, so you'll have to use a multi-plug. And then there's 1 in the lounge and another tucked away down here for charging your mobile phone. That's just one of the neat touches catering for these bunk users. Often they tend to be a little bit forgotten, but here we've got reading lights, a window each, even a little roof light, and of course a curtain so you can tuck the kids up at night when it's time to retire for a glass of wine. And if that glass of wine is white, well, what better place to chill it than in this simply colossal refrigerator. And above it, there's a microwave, perfectly sited, so you're not reaching around up high and pouring hot soup on yourself when you take it out. Now, if we were in a single axle caravan, this bit wouldn't even exist. But the great advantage of a massive twin axle is it just seems to keep on giving. The washroom in this Rallye 636 is simply colossal, particularly when you bear in mind the size of the rest of the interior. We've got 2 bathroom cabinets in here, plenty of room around the loo, and a voluminous shower cubicle. Look at that, it's huge, with an orbit shower head, some rather natty LED lighting, and a full liner. If I take a little step back, we've even got an enormous wardrobe with not 1 but 2 hanging rails, so there should be plenty of space for all the family to store their clothes. There's a full height mirror here too. It really is something quite special. Now, if you'll give me a moment, nature calls. Compass markets the 636 as a 6-berth, but I think if you're lucky enough to be able to afford one and there's only 2 of you or 4 of you, it works just as well. For a family of 4, mum and dad can sleep up front, the kids can have the bunks behind, and there's still this lovely generous dinette area in the middle for breakfast, lunch and tea. And if you're a couple, well, you've got a choice. Double at the front, double in the middle, and when the grandkids come to stay, they've got the bunks. And if you've got extra visitors, well, you've always got this extra 2 berths in the middle. It's a hugely flexible layout. If you can afford it, it's a really luxurious one too.